Hey guys, this is Matthias. Yeah, look at me running around with a leg in my hands. So, I've been playing this game for a while. It's called The Forest. This is a horror survival game. You play it in first person mode, and I would like to just share some of my thoughts and give you a bit of an initial review of this game. So, now you need to keep in mind that this game, what you've seen on my channel so far, is an early access alpha build. And at the time of the making of this video, you can't even save the game, and I'll get to that later, how that affects the way I've been playing the game and what I've discovered so far. Now, the things that I want to talk about is crafting, gathering and looting, some of the performance issues and some such, and also, of course, the combat, the way I've experienced it so far, and then, of course, also what I'm hoping to see from the forest once it is finished. Now, first of all, I want to say that this is a PC game only, so any of you console players who might be interested in this game, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to get yourself a computer for this one. This game is only made for Windows. So now, I understand that there would be a lot of players who would prefer to play this in third-person view or third-person mode or whatever you want to call it. This is a first-person type of game, and you can only play it in first-person as far as I know. And that is, to me, that is something good. I like that. I am very positive for that. But I understand that some of you guys don't like that, and I'm sorry to say you have no options. So anyway, when it comes to crafting, this is a major part of this game. It is absolutely necessary that you understand at least the basics of it. And the things that I have made in the beginning that I found most useful is some kind of shelter, a hunting shelter, and fire for cooking, and also this thing that you see me making just now. I'm collecting the things for it. It's called an effigy. Now, some of these things are very easy to make and they are quick to make. Some of the things are, well, not harder to make, but sometimes you need to spend more time collecting the parts. In this case, the effigy, the problem with this one is that you need the body parts of these cannibals. In order to get them, you have to either find them or kill them yourself, and this could be a little bit tricky. And aside from that, I've built a log cabin. It requires quite a lot of logs, which you get from cutting down these trees, and it takes a lot of time to make it. And so far, I haven't really even had any use for it, so yeah. Now, aside from the functions of a lot of these things, it is actually, the building system actually works pretty well, I think. And I haven't had any major glitches with it, more than, you know, some graphical glitches that doesn't really mean all that much, but other than that, it seems pretty good. Oh yeah, and by the way, the effigy that I talked about there, it's made to scare away the cannibals. You light it up, and they won't come near you, and they won't attack you if you're close enough to it. Now here you see I'm puzzling a little bit with how to put up these walls around my hunting shelter, and I've been experimenting with this a little bit to see if I can get in safety from these cannibals. I made another one in another area, but it didn't work so well. One of the cannibals was actually able to get inside and kill me. Maybe I'll upload that in another video. Now, the major issue with this game right now, and this is the biggest issue that almost everyone is experiencing, is that you can't save. And if you, every time you craft something like this and you're just done with the game, or you die or the game crash or whatever, when you start over again you have to start new, and this is very frustrating, but the game developers have promised to patch this as soon as possible. Another problem is, of course, that after a while of playing this game, once you realize that it's actually quite easy to survive, the frame rate drops and gets worse and worse, and from time to time I've actually played with less than 10 frames per second, and that's in situations where you would normally just save and restart the game or restart the computer even, but that's of course not possible now, so yeah. But that's, things like that is what you have to expect in an alpha build, and I'm not saying that to complain or anything. I'm just saying that to make you understand that it affects what you might see on my YouTube channel, and it affects what you will experience if you decide to try this game out in its current alpha stage. So now you have to loot a lot, collect a lot of things, and you store all that stuff in your backpack, which you easily access for either using whatever you have collected or crafted, or for crafting in itself. And that part of it is, it's, to me, it's very clear, it's very easy to access, you understand it easily, and I think it's good. At the same time, it is semi-realistic in that sense that you can't carry like an insane amount of stuff, so you're not gonna be, it's not like in Skyrim or Fallout where you can carry, like, if you're some kind of a truck running around. So as an example, I do kill a lot of lizards because you eat the meat, but most importantly you can use their skin to improve your armor. Now it takes 5 lizard skins to improve your armor fully, and aside from that you can carry an additional 5 more lizard skins. After that you just don't pick any more up, and that goes for basically all the stuff that you have in your backpack. Once you have collected the maximum amount you can carry, it will just not allow you to pick them up anymore. And there are also some glitches with items that multiply if you try to pick up stuff that you can't carry because your backpack is full. Yeah, check out my shadow here. Talk about losing your head, huh? A few more things about gathering and collecting and looting and all that stuff is that I suggest you try to find this spear. There are 3 or 4, I think, around the map that I have found so far, and they look very much like those sticks that you get everywhere, but they are very much not the same. You need one of those weak spears in order to collect fish or to catch fish. And you can of course catch fish in the ocean like this, and you can catch them in those little small pools all around the map. So now understanding the game, understanding what to do is quite easy. Basically the game tells you what to do down on the left side of the screen. Right now I need to get warm because I'm cold and wet, and I need to dry up, and of course I have a couple of fires here, so that's not a problem. Sometimes it might actually be a little bit too clear if it's if you want to solve things on your own, but I don't know. So far I'd just say it's good. Again, what isn't good though is the performance, at least not yet. As you can see up in the top left side corner of the screen, I have MSI Afterburner running, and one of the indicators there is frames per second. Sometimes it's actually for a long period of time below 10 frames per second, and this is of course because I've been having the game running for quite a while. And it's not that my hardware is too weak, because it clearly also says that my graphics card, for example, isn't even working at 30% of its capacity, and my processor, which is an i7 2600K, which has hyperthreading, it's only using 4 of its core, which is of course the physical cores, and they are running at about 30 to 40% of its capacity as well. So that's probably going to be fixed. So last off, I want to talk a little bit about the combat, and if you're about to be attacked by any of these cannibals, you will hear a specific game sound that will indicate it. Yeah, you will recognize it soon, and it's good to pay attention to it because they might be around even if you can't see them. Now you start off finding this axe that you see. I'm holding it in my hands. This is one of the first weapons that you find even before you leave the plane. It is not the most effective weapon, to be perfectly honest, but aside from some Molotov cocktails, which by the way is much more effective, this is what you are left with in the beginning. So now there is a few more axes that you can find, and you can also craft your own, but the basic melee combat works the same, or very similar anyway. You strike with your left key of your mouse and you block with your right key, but I haven't had much success blocking. I just kite and strike. Yeah, that's how it can look. Now you also have access to ranged weapons such as a flare gun that you will find in the cave if you get captured by these cannibals once, or yeah, I think you can find it in some other places as well. You also can throw Molotov cocktails on them, and you can craft your own explosives. Now sometimes, like in this case, the flare gun can be glitched, and so can a lot of other weapons. Now the Molotov cocktail and the homemade explosives are of course stuff that you will craft on your own, and they will both one-hit kill these cannibals. I might upload another video showing you what that looks like. So when it comes to combat, I'm really hoping that there will be some more variety, such as styles and weapons. It seems to definitely have the potential for it, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, and hope. So yeah, that's all for this review. So far, I like the game. I am looking forward to the release of this game, and I hope you do too. So thank you all for watching, and bye for now.